Hey everybody, this is Barney. I say this every time, like I think you don't know who this is going to be. So this is my daily video. I was going to do walk and talk session this morning, but that didn't happen. I'm going to do one tomorrow morning, regardless of how cold it is, and if it's cold, then I'm going to do it outside. So today we're going to talk about fear, and mainly and more specifically, fear is not your enemy. So I'm going to say some things that are probably a little bit maybe unconventional and outside of the box, as that's typically how I think. And I just want to first share with you that there's an acronym that I used to believe that fear was a word for, or that it was an acronym for. So fear, F-E-A-R, I used to think that it was false evidence appearing real, or face everything and run. And I actually realized the more that I've studied some of my own behavior and beliefs, and just in general, that it's actually a form of pursuing a delusion and being overly subscribing to a fantasy, so to speak, right? And Conrad Blackwell knows what this is all about. So I learned a lot more about this at the weekend, but this is something that I've been, you could say, struggling with, but just really toying with for a long time, where there's been periods in my life where I kind of like, there's a situation and I'm feeling anxious about it, or I'm feeling fearful, and I would sometimes kind of maybe shy up a little bit about it. But then there's other times when I would just hit it straight on. Like I've had some conversations lately. Feels like I've been getting these opportunities to really face them right head on. But what I want to talk about specifically is that what if fear is feedback to let you know that you're pursuing a fantasy? So I want you to think about a time in your life when you are feeling that fear or feeling that anxiety or that uncomfortness or discomfort in the body. And consider that maybe when you're feeling that fear or feeling that anxiety about that something, or just in general, that it's your innate intelligence or God-given ability, however, regardless of your religious or spiritual beliefs, that our innate intelligence, that it's fear is actually a physiological response to let us know that we're pursuing something. The objective that we're working towards is actually a way to dissolve and the fear, and then clarify the plan of action. So when I started to sit with that a little more, I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's times when, I don't want to talk to that person because I don't want to, face the, I don't want to, I'm not looking forward to the confrontation, or I'm fearful about this. When you think about it, I used to always kind of put this bubble up here and say it's false evidence appearing real, but really it was actually just a delusion when I was doing that. And then I was over exaggerating and having fantasies about certain things. And in order for anything to exist in the mind, we have to have both sides of the equation. And so anxiety, this is another component where there's some people that are like, it's considered to be like a disease or an ailment that you have to take drugs for, which I don't believe, humbly, that you have to. There's a lot of other options that you can consider. And I want you to think about this. What if anxiety in and of itself, that very thing is what you need to address the issues at hand, and it's your body's way, or again, your innate intelligence way of bringing your attention to whatever it is that you're feeling anxious about. So I need to just think about it. Anytime you feel anxious about talking to somebody, confronting somebody, or just dealing with any situation, when you feel that anxiety, that most often it's just feedback from your body to, or just in general from life or from God, we could look at it that way as well, that's just an opportunity to grow. Okay, so I want you to think about that fear is not your enemy. And I'm not saying like, okay, there's a train flying down the rails here and I'm fearful that if I run in front of it, I'm gonna get run over. Well, that is pretty accurate. But I'm talking more about just in general in our lives, in our daily interactions. And I want to encourage you to think about, just something that you're fearing or something that you're anxious about, and then put it on paper, you write it down, and be bold and willing enough to look at it that more than likely, I can't give you an ironclad guarantee, but more than likely, it's that very thing that you're fearing is giving you feedback to help you show the other side of the coin. Because in human psychology, you can't have a positive without a negative. You can't have the day without the night. There has to be polarity. There has to be two sides of the coin. But I used to subscribe to positive thinking and thinking, you got to be positive and affirmations and rah, 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 and I'm always going to be positive, positive, positive. But the more that I did that, the more that I started to polarize myself to focus on that, and then stuff would happen or shit would happen, and then I would find myself getting negative and being pessimistic. And that's because anytime we get altruistic or we get over to the other side and we're getting cocky and feeling like, yeah, like proud and boastful, something will happen to kind of humble us again, right? And that's kind of keeping us at level. Doesn't mean we have to live boring and bland lives, but I just would like to leave you with that line of thinking that fear is not your enemy, and that anytime that it comes up, that the fear is causing your mind and the psychology in your mind, the way that our bodies are set up, to look at the other side of that and say, well, why is that there? What is it trying to show me? And what wisdom is being presented to me? And however you choose to look at it, whether you think that it's God communicating to you, or Great Spirit, or the universe, or your innate intelligence, I personally think it's all the same. But that's my little 2 cents for you. So this is Barney's daily walk and talk words of wisdom, except I'm not walking, I'm just standing. Tomorrow I will be if I don't freeze my hands off, because I'm back in Canada, I'm not in Texas. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you found any of this valuable, put a comment down below, and more so, just give it a little like or a little heart. And if not, then that's okay too. Just keep cruising on with the rest of your day. But comment down below, what is something that you're feeling anxious about, or typically feel anxiety about, and or fearful? Let's have a conversation with it, because I'm willing to bet that there's going to be a lot there for you to explore and have some fun with. So stay blessed, stay grateful, stay humble, stay hungry, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. I should be back tomorrow morning, because I like to do these in the morning when I'm much more sharp and not at 10 o'clock at night. But this is a commitment that I have made to myself. Today I got my 30 minutes of walking in and my exercise, and doing these to be able to share some great value with you, okay? So we'll see you. Have a great sleep, or if you're watching this after, then have a great day.